We had quite a big change in the last weeks. So we are not longer a privately owned company, but we are now have been acquired by a company called Genscape. There are a few people from Genscape here. Genscape is a US-based company who work a little bit similar that we do, so we are not sharing, I think we are sharing also a little bit the same culture. They are doing, they are putting the land-based devices for energy tracking, and we see in the combination of these both companies a huge opportunity for us to go beyond, so they can go beyond land-based tracking and we can go beyond sea-based tracking. However, we will be in the market still, and we will, I guess we will be even stronger and bigger from this. We have a lot of more ideas, and I also personally will stay with Vessel Tracker for a long time, so you will not get rid of me in the next year, so I will be still there and working in this industry. This is the only slide I will show you with some dots on the map. So this is our current coverage. We are partner with Exact Earth since also a long time. I think if we combine our data from our land-based antennas, where we have installed more or less 800, we have sent out many more. So I think in the we are starting the company 2006, and we have sent out a couple of more than 1,000 antennas, but not all of them arrived, and not all of them have been ever went online. But we see now 800 of our antennas online. And with the combination of the Exact Earth constellation, we see on an average day around 95,000 vessels. On a good day, this number is even, if even better, is even higher. And on the bad days, we see a little bit less. And this is not a marketing bullshit. This is a real number. However, I don't want to talk about this, and I also don't want to talk about Vessel Tracker and what nice features we have and what you can click on and what you see and what you get. My theme here is quality and security, and I was a little bit jealous what I saw on Mark's presentation, because I think his presentation is much better than my presentation, but because he really did good analysis on this. And normally we could all go home here and I say, okay, watch at Mark's presentation, and then you can, he has pointed the things out which I only mentioned on a low detailed level, on a very good detailed level. However, at the end of the day, I'm offering some solutions or ideas I would like to share with you how we can solve all these problems and issues we are seeing there. By the way, I'm also not showing you smiling pictures, because this already Taro has showed you the smiling pictures. I will more show you the sad people and the people who are losing their hairs when they are, or their hairs that went gray when they are dealing with the data. So, but don't misunderstood them. It's not everything bad, but I'm just more pointing on the bad things so that we can, because then we are seeing improvements. If I would show only the good things, then there would be no room for improvements. So let's look a little bit deeper inside quality. So my presentation goes about quality and security, and I would like to start with the quality aspects. Quality aspects, and this was, I'm happy that I saw the presentations from Alfred and from Simon this morning. The devices are the fundamental of the AIS system, and if the devices which are out there in the field, if the devices are not good, then all the other softwares and things you are building on top of this will not work. And we also learned our lessons, and we are still learning our lessons, and from buying cheap devices, which we were happy for quite a time with, then after 2 years, they are more or less stopped working, and then we wondered why. And when we looked inside the devices, we saw that they were not probably maintained and fixed, and so they are falling apart. And this is one of the devices I was recommending a couple of years ago, saying this device has a quite good coverage, but now after 2 or 3 years, I mean, they are not working properly anymore. So it's also, if you're doing a test for a device, maybe the test nowadays is good, but after 2 or 3 years, these devices are not that good anymore. But I still don't really know, and this is also, we cannot really do this, but who is going to test these devices and can really say if they are good or if they are not that good, and also who can find out the long run quality of these devices. So it's not a device of Alfred, and it's not a device of Simon. So don't misunderstood here. So and if I say the quality of our receivers or of our land-based receiver, there's also, if you're looking to the satellite point, these guys maybe have even bigger quality issues, because also satellites can fall apart or disappeared, or rockets or whatever. So it's not only that we are looking at the land-based devices, but it also has to do with the satellites. So if you are subscribing to a service. So, and this was just to say, okay, look at the quality at the devices, and then it's again quality, what is the quality of the data or the quality of the services. So what kind of people you hire for making programming software, or what kind of people you hire for installing devices on the ships, programming it, or whatever. So this is also what you should look after it. Not the quality of services you more or less buy. So, and then it's of course, so his problem was not really bad AIS data, so his problem were different, but it's also the quality of the AIS data, what you are getting. If this is, and this is again, Mark showed you this in a much higher detail level, but we are seeing a lot of bad quality data. And then we always wonder where does it come from, and it can come from many different things. It can come from that the devices are not properly set up. It can come from the receivers are. It is also, when you look at the receivers, it's not only that they are working or they are not working. It also can be that they are sending the example for Mark, that they are sending you bad data, or the transceivers, or the people on the ship. They don't know really how they should set up the device, or they don't know what they're doing. Or it also could be that they are doing this with a purpose, so that they are just trying to fake the data you are getting. So quality, what else do I have? Yeah, and then this is one of the example I like most, and I show you later why. It's data partners and data sharing. So we are all more or less, I mean, we have our own 800 antennas, and I think we are the company who have more or less, maybe besides Lloyd's List and IHS, we are the ones who have most of our antennas. However, these numbers of antennas does not really, they are not enough to cover a whole globe. So we have, in some of the regions, we are sharing data, and I know that even smaller AIS provider doing this much more heavily. So they are more or less sharing data with everyone, regardless what kind of data they are getting and what kind of data they are sending. And yeah, and this is also something where I only can warn if you're sharing with data, look with what kind of people you're sharing data. So I don't know if it's if you would like to share data with. He's now from. There's nobody from India here, and I've put him on India. I don't know if it's a good idea to share data with a guy like this, and at the moment he's also out of maintenance. So, however, this is all about quality, and within the data we are getting, we should very carefully look at the data, with whom we are working with, and also how, and this should be on a personal level, but also there should be some, or we have a lot of mechanism to block bad quality data, but we are always finding new things, and this is for me at the moment, it's not anymore placing antennas around the world or developing software, but it's having good quality data to give it to my customers. So this was a little bit my quality issues I have, and now I'm coming over to another issue, and these are security issues, privacy issues, and piracy. I was when I did this, was quite surprised that privacy and piracy is almost the same spelling. So security in the data. I think we have, and I just last week came across, there is a massive leakage of data in the internet. So if somebody is quite clever and smart, and some guys have already done this, they can, without installing one antenna station, they can get all of worldwide antenna data out of the internet, because there is so many unprotected data in the internet those days. So there was, just last week, there was an article written by some researchers, and they found in 12 hours they just had some scanners over the internet, and they found more than 150 AIS stations which are broadcasting unprotected AIS data over the net, which everybody could just grab and use. So of course this is probably also data which is then being used by others. You cannot really say that this is quality data, but this is you can see 34,000 chips. So this is even the amount of data coming out of this. It's even bigger than the amount of data which is coming out of AIS Hub. So data leakage. Then we have, and this is another problem dealing with AIS data. These are the smaller ship owners. So smaller ship owners, they are living on the boats. They come to us from time to time and say, sorry, please do something. I need my privacy. I don't want that my data is visible in the internet, because I live on the ship. Then everybody can see when I'm sailing away, when I'm not at home, and I'm scared that somebody comes then to my houses, rob it out, and whatever. And this is a real problem. So we have, especially for this purpose, we maintain blacklists. So when somebody like us come to us, we put him on the blacklist so that he's not visible anymore for anybody else. But we are not the only provider of this. But this is an essential problem, and it also can come to the point that when more and more people are affected with this, that they could start legal activities against AIS providers when everything is visible in the internet. So, what is next? Yeah, this is another thing. Despite the leakage, these are spiders. So vesseltracker.com sees a lot of, we are trying to block them and to avoid them, but from time to time we have spiders on our website, and yeah, you can imagine they are not there to catching mosquitoes or whatever, but they are there to stealing our data. And I also know that these spiders are not trying to attack our website, but they are trying to attack, without a doubt, all the other websites. And some of the people even, they do it quite tricky so that you can't really see these kinds of spiders. And after the spiders, probably these people come then and take the data and start more activities. And of course, I just told you we were on this piracy conference, and of course and the armed guards, they told us they are now putting the destination, they are putting in armed guards on board of the ship, and they are doing this because they know that also the pirates are using AIS systems. So I also think there needs to be something done that we can protect these data, that it's visible to these kinds of guys. So this is, I don't know why I put this in, because it looks funny. So these are more or less, and you can't read this unfortunately. I'm new to this software. So these are more or less my concerns in using the data, and I would like to do something against this. And I would also that yeah, those people who are in this business, that we find some solutions and that we agree on some certain points, that we really trying to solve quality issues, and that we are really trying to solve security issues, because I don't think it's in our interest that we are seeing bad data, giving bad data to our clients, and I also don't think it's in our interest that this data is used by people who should not have access to it. So what I propose, and I'm already talking with I've talked with Jason about this, with Charles and some other people, and I'm also happy to talk with you at dinner time and exchanging emails later on, but I would like to have something that we can, that we all can agree on, that we put down on a paper words, and that we all say, okay, we see that we can protect the data, that we can block certain areas where we see privacy activities. So I don't, for instance, we are now starting to block some countries from accessing our website, and if it's really so, we will block whole Nigeria from using Vessel Tracker, and if there is really a Nigerian company which is a trusted company and which works in the field and which gives value, then we will unlock their IP address, but total Nigeria will be blocked in a couple of weeks, and we have to do something there. So, and then we also have to implement some quality mechanisms. We have only to share data with trusted partner, which have their own AIS antennas and which also agree on these terms on quality and security. And I would be very happy to share these ideas and to set up something which I would call an AIS alliance, so that we can do something to get more quality in the data and more security in the data. So yeah, and of course, so this is more or less the end of my presentation. And before I started, I just invited you for the beer which John pays afterwards. And when you all come to our offices, you probably get another one. Thank you.